Okay, this is looking really good. The first thing I wanted to say is that I'd like you to, for this assignment and for all subsequent assignments, you'll notice it says here that you should submit as an archive scene. So choose File, Archive Scene, and that puts a zip file in your Scenes directory. So if I go File, Archive Scene, you'll see here's where it puts the zip file, and that's what you turn in, is that zip file. The reason I'm having you do that is that it brings in all the dependencies. For example, I would have all of the images for your image planes that I could compare the character to. Later on, that matters when we start texturing. It'll bring the textures in with it. Yeah, so generally looking very good. Just want to take a look at this hand. A little concerned about the extreme stretching of the faces around here, and you'll want to even that out. What I like for that is the under the Surfaces menu, the Sculpt Geometry tool options. I'm just going to reset it and put it in the smooth mode. And you can see there's my brush size, it's that red circle. I'm going to hold down the B key and click from right to left and change the size of that. And in the smooth mode, it'll kind of sort of even this topology out a little bit. You might lose some of the shape, and you might have to kind of go back in and get some of the shape back. But what it'll do is it'll even out the topology. Then yeah, so then you might want to go afterwards and try to, I'm just going to grow the selection and B for soft select, something like that, and then maybe, pull this area down a little bit, and maybe I'm going to grow the selection. I'm doing shift period, which is the greater than symbol, to grow the selection, and and just get the shape back if you've lost some of the shape. Anyway, you can spend your time on that. So yeah, then there was something going on here. I don't know, that concerned me. Let me just isolate this. F for frame selected. I feel like maybe there's a... Yeah, I can tell that looks not quite right. Or maybe there's something... Yeah, look, see, I'm inside the arm now, and there's this extra face here, so you'll want to get rid of that. Is that the same on the other side? I'm not seeing it here. Okay. What else? I would probably, yeah, for sure, let's bevel this guy. So Control B for bevel, and then adjust the fraction and segments. Something like that. Now, here's, well, hopefully this area won't move much since it's armor. I guess that'll be okay. When you've done a decent job of this where you want the topology of, for example, the belt to match the topology of the body so that if things move, they'll move the same. I would go around and bevel this as well. Probably easiest to Control F10 will convert to edges, the selection to edges, and then I'll deselect the ones we don't want, because we don't want any of these inside edges. Whoops, we do want that one. And anyway, I don't know if you need to watch me do this, but
wait for me.
Whoops. Oh yeah, we don't want those. Are these? I think that's all of them that you don't want to bevel, I think. And then bevel, then adjust. And it just looks a little nicer, you know. Then it's just too sharp without the bevel in a way. It doesn't look real. So what else? These I thought looked kind of a little too kind of lumpy, and I think what you want to do is go back in and try to get look at some reference, and I feel like it'll be more of a like kind of a thinner here, and then kind of like a I could try, you know, pushing again. I might use the Sculpt geometry tool, surfaces, Sculpt geometry tool options, and if you want to do it at both sides at the same time, you can turn on stroke and reflection, and I'll do both. I'm going to change the brush size, so I might actually start by using the smooth to smooth this out a bit, because I feel like it got too lumpy. But then be more sort of strategic with it, like maybe you want to push in a bit. Whoops, that's too much. I'll decrease the max displacement quite a bit. And then maybe, you know, pull out more here. I mean, I don't really like that either. But I think, yeah, I think spend a little more time on it. Look at some reference. Yeah, maybe give him more of a butt, and just look at what the reference looks like, because it just looked too lumpy at the moment. I would give that another pass. On the boots, I think mostly good. I like the way the topology follows from one piece to the next, and I think that's really going to help it not tear apart when you rig it. One place where I saw that was not the case was on the bottom here, so I'd put at least, you know, put another one, say there, and then that'll match, you know, what you've got down here, so that, you know, in the heel bends and stuff, hopefully that'll bend pretty well together. But yeah, I think generally it's looking really good. You're doing a great job. So yeah, so touch up some of those areas and keep going.